You're a businessman, a manufacturer, and this is your America. Look at it. It is restless, active, dynamic, striving, massive. This is your market, the industries, the homes of this great country. These are Americans, your fellows, sellers, buyers, builders, destroyers, rebuilders. What winds it up? What keeps it going, this dynamic country of ours? Natural resources? Population growth? The innate get-up-and-go-ishness of the American? Maybe. But these things have always been with us. What are they saying, these busy-looking people?
Something better.
Faster. More reliable.
Something better.
Faster. More reliable.
They're talking about you. They're talking about your products. What do you make? Machinery? Appliances? Products that warm the homes or light the factories of this bustling America? Whatever you make, your products today have a lot to do with this cycle of making, earning, selling, buying, and making again that we call prosperity. What about tomorrow? Will you sell today's kitchen to this housewife of 1980? Will you sell today's machine tool to this manufacturer of tomorrow? Or is this the way towards rejection?
It's just the same as last year's.
No more dependable.
Is this the way towards saturation of the market? Is this the way towards economic stagnation? You know what winds it up. A dynamic cycle that starts with research and ends with the appearance of new or better products in a marketplace that has been conditioned to accept them. And you know who the prime movers are. You are. And so are the suppliers who contribute their share of the components of progress. What would America be like today if in 1900 we had felt, as some people who are no longer in business felt, that there was something automatic about progress? In 1900, a lady named Carrie Nation, the anti-saloon agitator, began raiding bars with a hatchet. Your business may not have existed in 1900. Or if it did, your products were certainly different.
And skies are blue once again. Let the bygones go bye-bye.
Our fathers and grandfathers listened to the gramophone. The factory was a jungle of belts and pulleys. The homes of urban America were heated like this. And running water was a luxury. The market for electric appliances was no more than potential rebellion in the tired arms of the housewife. We know that America has progressed and changed. Sometimes we forget that it must keep changing. When the boys came back, when it was over there, your product, if you were a machinery manufacturer, may have looked like this. The Kaiser may have been astounded by America's productive capacity, but today, American industry needs machines a lot more powerful, with greater speeds, far greater capacity, far greater flexibility. You have developed such machines, and your designers have adopted electrical innovations like this automatic programming control. Your improved machines require better components today, yet there is less room on them than there was in the past. That's why this standard motor was designed, to meet your needs for greater power in each pound and cubic inch. And even though this design made earlier designs obsolete, it may be obsolete itself tomorrow. Not only because your products will evolve to meet the changing needs of your customers, but also because new vistas for machine design will be opened up by component suppliers who anticipate your needs, and so do a lot more than ride on the coattails of progress. General Electric is one of these suppliers.
Jack and I have met with a number of our crane and hoist motor customers, and here's what they would like our product planners and application engineers to figure out. They'd like a smaller motor with reduced inertia, since this not only would conserve space, but also would improve duty cycle operation. They'd like improved secondary characteristics.
If you're a crane manufacturer, you got what you wanted. A motor from 2 to 5 frame sizes smaller, and with improved torque characteristics. But even this motor wouldn't do the tricks it was designed to do if controls hadn't developed along with it. It's a far cry from the motor controls of the past to this control panel. Why? Well, partly because an alert supplier has kept track of your developing needs for more compact and more easily installed motor control. Today, if you make or buy control panels, you have available a smaller motor starter, comparable in size to machine tool relays, and yet its performance has been improved. No matter what you make, better components are being developed for your improved products. Suppose you make appliances. In 1920, women won their campaign for the right to vote. But their freedom wasn't quite complete. The washing machine of the day looked like this, and few women owned them. If you manufacture washing machines, you have made important changes in mechanical and appearance design. But today, your ability to reduce costs and improve quality depends more than ever before on the components you use. Here, for example, is a new appliance motor. The supplier's research into bearing, lubrication, and insulation systems resulted in a motor which is 24% lighter, a half-inch shorter, and 5 times better ventilated than the older design. And it offers more value than ever before. Improvements in appliance motors have been matched by improvements in appliance controls, with the result that today's home is more automated than many factories. And yet, this ancient gesture by this modern woman reminds us that there is still much work to be done in America. Still many markets of vast potential. In 1927, her mother may have made the same gesture, although with greater reason. If you are an air conditioning manufacturer, you may remember that 1927 was the year in which a fundamental contribution helped pave the way towards your still expanding business. The first successful hermetically sealed refrigeration motor. Motors like this helped you to give the homeowner greater value and better performance in refrigeration and air conditioning units. And yet you have been plagued by moisture problems since your business began, until this component was developed, a new 2-pole compressor motor whose insulation system should solve most of your moisture problems. If you manufacture room air conditioners, you have also been plagued by the low power factor of existing fan motors, until this permanent split capacitor motor appeared. Then, helping you to set a trend towards thinner air conditioning units, the supplier succeeded in reducing the length of fan motors by more than 40%. But perhaps you are an electronics manufacturer. In 1928, when Hoover became president, you may have manufactured radios. There weren't many other electronic products. Today, your industry has become one of the 5 large basic industries of the United States. It is also one of the most complex and competitive. Whether you make phonographs or missiles, your business in the future will probably be dominated by two needs: miniaturization and high performance characteristics. This tube and socket can be replaced today by a new miniature double diode selenium rectifier, which lends itself naturally to space-saving inclusion in printed circuits. This hermetically sealed micro-miniature relay was developed to meet a need for small size and unusual reliability under severe conditions of temperature, shock, and vibration. These tantalite capacitors are miniature, high-performance components developed for use in such products as hearing aids and military electronic equipment. And even transformers have been miniaturized to meet rigorous military specifications and for use in improved industrial electronic systems. You are a manufacturer. Your products are evolving, improving the efficiency of the factory, the comfort of the home, the strength of the armed forces of America. You are contributing to the economic health of this nation. So are the suppliers who provide their measure of the components of progress. Components like this motor. Whether you make pumps, blowers, or oil burners, this is a motor you asked for. And you may be one of the manufacturers who redesigned their products around these motors because you found them smaller, lighter, and more dependable. But progress has other components. They are less tangible than this motor, yet they are just as important. One of these is the sensitivity of a supplier like General Electric to your changing needs, a sensitivity heightened by a decentralized organizational structure. Take our motor business. In 1953, you were served by 3 motor departments. Today, the success or failure of 10 distinct motor businesses depends solely on their ability to serve your needs and to respond flexibly to the marketing and distribution patterns of your business. But finding the best and most economical solution to many of your problems would be impossible if certain advantages of a larger organization were not retained. Our market-oriented selling organization, symbolized by the sales engineer who calls on you, is one such advantage. This man has been trained in the application of all components used in your products. He can place the pooled strengths of the General Electric Company at your disposal. He is a powerful man in the General Electric Company because he speaks with your voice.
Kramer speaking.
George, this is Jack. Say, what's the story on that motor sample? The 3-inch diameter job?
We've got it, Jack. I've got your sample right here. Yes. This one was designed on our electronic computer for a 12 horsepower, 3450 RPM. It's a beauty.
It's a beauty, all right. Thanks to the customer who challenged our motor laboratories to come up with new lubricants, new insulation materials, better bearing designs, housing designs, sound characteristics. You never know what the customer will dream up next. Yes, automatic pin spotting machines. 2 different manufacturers have opened up this brand new market. And General Electric's product and service contributions have had a lot to do with the reliability of these ingenious machines. For each manufacturer, motor and gear motor redesign was undertaken to meet exact specifications. And both manufacturers were relieved of the worry of maintenance by well over 400 electric motor service stations distributed throughout the nation. When electrical systems include many types of products, and when highly creative system engineering is needed, the sales engineer can take your problem to application engineers who specialize in your market.
Yes. Jack, I'm ahead of you, boy. Look, on that Barker drive, we can take the whole load of putting together bits and pieces from different suppliers off the customer's shoulders. And we can give him the fast response time he needs by providing our current limiting acceleration circuit. You know, the Amplidyne. That's right. We're ready to make a proposition on an engineered package.
But some of your problems may yield only to research, the kind of basic research that only a centralized organization can perform. Research is another component of progress, and in research, some companies have made fundamental contributions, for their existence is always dependent upon technological growth. In 1900, many scientists believed that the great fundamental discoveries had already been made, that future progress would come from the elaboration of existing knowledge. Then, the discovery of X-rays, the electron, and radioactivity gave this complacency a sudden jolt. In 1900, the first industrial research laboratory was founded. It was founded by men who realized that a modern corporation could ride only so far on the classical research of the 19th century's scientific giants. And then a small part of its earnings would have to be put aside to replenish the fountains of knowledge from which its strength had been drawn. Industrial research today, both basic and applied, is the horn of plenty out of which will come the new materials, the new products, the new industries of tomorrow. Tiny transistors like this, invented in an industrial laboratory, have stimulated the growth of many older businesses and created entirely new ones. And General Electric's research laboratory made important contributions to the basic science of semiconductors, which form the essential part of transistors. New processes for growing the germanium and silicon hearts of transistors have contributed much to the growth of a business which was born in 1950 and which will probably pass the billion-dollar mark just a few years from now. In chemistry, research on the structure and properties of polymers is one of the most important efforts today. Out of it have come new electrical insulations with long life at high temperatures. How important will be the effect of this research on your product tomorrow? How important to you will be the development of 4-square silicon iron, a material long desired by design engineers. In magnetic iron cores, the direction of magnetization changes 120 times a second with 60-cycle alternating current. The resistance to these changes of ordinary materials causes energy to be lost as heat and noise. Cores made of the new 4-square material reduce losses as much as 60%. Research like this, leading to new and better products, is an essential component of this. So are today's new ways of making things, which hold costs down and increase the productivity and earnings of the working man, so that he can buy and you can sell, and all can prosper. Yet with all this, he may not buy, and they may not buy. For even with research and new products and better ways of making them, there is nothing automatic about the acceptance of progress. Not even by Americans. They have had to be taught. Markets have had to be developed by you and by suppliers like General Electric, who have been willing and able to contribute this essential component of progress. Any woman who does anything that a little electric motor can do is working for 3 cents an hour. Year after year, General Electric pounded away with messages like this to develop an electrical consciousness, to develop a market for appliances. Much of this promotion occurring before General Electric itself manufactured any major appliances. Altruism? No, just good business. And to the manufacturer, the farmer, the civic leader, General Electric's packaged film programs have developed the benefits of electrification, and in so doing have supplemented your efforts to sell tractors, milking machines, machine tools, textile machinery, locomotives, urban transit equipment, materials handling equipment, and scores of other end products. No, there is nothing automatic, even in America, about progress. You're a businessman, a manufacturer, and this is your America. Look at it. Whether our economy continues its long-term rise, moves sideways for a while, or even dips, its direction will be controlled by the vision and energy of American businessmen. There is no magic in these curves. Statisticians do not make progress. They record it. They will record your contributions to progress and your customers' recognition of this contribution in the marketplace. They will record the contributions of your suppliers and your recognition of this contribution in the marketplace. And their curves may rise indefinitely towards levels of production and consumption undreamed of today, but not automatically. Tomorrow's America is being made today. It is being distilled, pressed, molded, and designed in laboratories. It is being tested in new products. It is being manufactured by new methods. It is being pre-sold by market development. We believe that progress itself is a product, and that you will manufacture it with the help of suppliers like General Electric, who carry their weight and contribute their share of the components of progress.